Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.
Well, hello, folks. This is Hal Coleman again here, the Pest Control Marketer, Mr. Offline, and I'm here with Mr. Online, Mike Stewart, my co-host, and we're bringing you another episode of Pest Control Marketing Live and the Pest Control Marketing Podcast, where we show you how to get more new customers, increase your sales, grow your business, and make more moolah, as they call it. So how you doing today, Mike?
Oh, it's I don't like to date podcasts or YouTube videos, but this is around March of 2022, and today we're going to have 76 degrees. So I'm happy that the warm weather's coming back.
Why do you think I'm wearing a fishing shirt right now?
Are you going to go fishing, or you been fishing?
As soon as well, probably it should be both, but I'm going to go this afternoon after we finish this podcast.
Well, I'm heading out to the lake too. I love the fact that we can do the things that we love, and one of the things we love is helping PCOs and pest control agencies all over the world. In fact, we got clients anywhere they understand Southern.
That's about right. That's about right.
What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I want to talk about what you just said. We introduce our show, we introduce each other, and then we go right to the point. You usually bring us right in there and say, well, Hal, we've already been talking for a minute and a half, and what are we going to talk about today? What are we going to talk about today? And what I want to talk about, Mike, is getting to the point of what you want to talk about. Now, I have you ever have a telemarketer call you, or you answer the phone? They say, "How you doing today?" Fine. Boy, it's a nice day out there today, isn't it? Yeah, I tell you. Did you get a chance to watch those Braves last night? Yeah. Well, how do you think they're going to do this year? Pretty good. Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's just a wonderful world, isn't it? And
I have hung up on you by now.
I have hung up on you, if not physically, mentally, I have. And I have people come to my door. I teach my clients how to do door-to-door sales and cold calling, but I'll have people come to my door and they'll say, "How are you?" Fine. They'll look up and say, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" Yeah, it's a beautiful house you have here. And I just want to say, get to the dang point. I know you're here to try to sell me something. What is it? Come on, tell me what you want. When you cold call somebody, they're going to make an impression of you within the first 4 seconds. So a lot of people blow it in sales because they beat around the bush with too much information that the prospect is not interested in. When you show up at somebody's door, or when you call them, if it's a cold call, you are an uninvited pest. That's what you are, an uninvited pest. And you've got about 4 seconds to convert yourself into a welcome guest. And if you can't do it quickly, you're just going to be told, no thanks, leave. It amazes me. Now, listen, I used to be one of these people that I'm about to describe. Okay. I've been in this business a long time. I'm in my 48th year in the pest control industry. And I spent many years out there selling from leads that I got from the office, also from cold calling, dropping in on people, knocking on doors. And I can tell you that we spend way too much time trying to teach people about the biology of termites or of cockroaches. And we sit down with this brochure that shows how termites tunnel up, and you're teaching, you're going all over this with somebody who already knows they have termites. And they already know that termites are dangerous because they've heard it all their life. If you live if you live in the United States, even places up north where they don't have termite problems, but especially in the South, but anybody can tell you that a termite is something that'll damage your home. That's just part of our language. I mean, everybody knows what a termite is, and everybody knows you don't want them in your home. Now, I'm going to give you a real life example. A few years ago, I had a lady that she was actually a hypnotherapist, and she was training me on some hypno techniques to use in marketing and selling that I could teach my clients. And we had an appointment at her office, and I showed up there, and she was frantic. She was like hyperventilating. She said, "Oh my God." She had these two Labrador retrievers that lived downstairs in her house, which was finished basement, but it was downstairs. She said, "Oh my gosh, I went down there this morning and I looked down. I had fleas all over me." She said, "I am freaked out." She said, "I'm so freaked out, I'm about to have a panic attack." And she said, "What do I do? What do I do?" I said, "No problem, no problem." I said, "I'm going to give you the name of this guy to call. Call him up. He'll come out and take care of you. And you just call him. Tell him I told you to call." So she was freaked out. So we had our little meeting, and she called the guy, and I talked with her. Like the next day, I checked back with her to see how she was doing with the flea problem. She said, I called somebody else. I said, "You did?" She said, "Well, I called the guy you told me to call." She said, "All he wanted to do was just talk and talk and talk about fleas and flea biology and all this kind of stuff." She said, "I just want somebody out there to get rid of the damn things." She said, "I don't want to know everything there is about fleas." She said, "I listened to this guy until I just couldn't listen anymore." She said, "Well, I'll just get back with you." And she said, "I called another company and said, I've got this horrible flea infestation. Can y'all come out here and help me?" And the guy said, "Yes, we can. We can be out there. I'll get somebody out there first thing in the morning." And she said, "They want me to vacuum the house and get stuff off of the floors before they come, and I'm going to do that, but they're going to be here to take care of." So that's a prime example of get to the point. Here's what I've got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how you get it. And that's if somebody calls and they said, "I need you out here to take care of a pest problem," then set an appointment to go out there. You don't have to, and don't try to teach them things that they're not interested in, and don't make small talk. You know, Mike, doing this podcast, like we always get to the point quickly and try to deliver our gold nuggets to people and then go on. You know, goodbye, we're out of here. I've got a mutual friend that you and I have that used to be in the radio business and started a podcast, and he wanted me to listen to the podcast and give him an idea of what I thought. I said, "Okay," and it was an online thing like you and I are doing. It was an .live. So I tuned into an episode and I sat there for 15 minutes, and they said, he and another guy, they said absolutely nothing. I mean, not that they were silent, but what they were they were saying, "Yeah, well, now we're glad to have y'all here today. I hope you can hear us. We're, we were talking about doing this podcast. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. I think we've got, I should have got me some coffee before I came down here to talk. I might do that. I got, I'm going to get something to write on." So,
Al, we're going to lose people if you don't get to the point.
did you watch it? Yeah, that's the way the guy was talking. And I sat there for 15 minutes and I'm thinking, I finally just clicked it off. I said, he could have talked about, they didn't talk about anything that anybody would have been interested in. It's like they both sat there together and didn't know what to say and were just making the smallest of small talk. So when you get in front of somebody to sell them your services, you need to have an agenda. You need to know exactly what you want to say to get them to say yes to you. In other words, "Excuse me, I'm Hal Coleman with Coleman's Exterminating. I'm in the neighborhood offering all of you and all of your neighbors 3 months free pest control today to introduce you to my company. Is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah,
Now, there it is. There it is. Free. I'm offering them something free to see if they might be interested in it. And if they say, well, I might be, then the next thing I'm going to say is, may I tell you more about it? Or would you like to know more about it? Yes. There's another yes I got. So I'm just trying to get them to say yes to me. I'm asking questions. And here's another thing, folks. Never ask, if you're trying to sell somebody something, never ask them a question that's going to end in no. What you're trying to do is get them to say yes to you over and over again. You're getting them in the habit to say yes. Don't ask them questions, because there's an old saying, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. If you've just got them to say no to you 10 times, and now you ask them to sign, their brain's already trained to say no. They're probably going to say no. So you want to get them to say yes to you over and over again. To get him 4 seconds. I mean, you need to get your first yes with just a few seconds. Here's who I am. Here's what I've got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how you get it. And you can also throw in the little icing on the cake is, here's why you need to get it right now.
Yeah, that's
urgency. Save money if you get it right now. That's just direct response marketing. But getting to the point. I had a lady when I first went into business for myself, one man with a spray can. And I had a lady call me one day and she said, yes, can you do you do household pest control? I said, yes, I sure do. And she said, well, I need to talk with you about coming out here. And I said, have you ever had pest control before? She said, I have monthly pest control right now. I said, well, who is it with? And she told me. And I said, well, I know that company. I know that guy. He's a great guy. He does great work. Why would you be wanting to dump him and go with somebody else? She said, I agree. He does great work. But she said, I can't stop it. I can't get him to stop talking. She said, I have to listen to the guy talk for an hour every time he comes out here talking about stuff. I'm not interested in hearing his life story and about his family vacations and what kind of truck he's thinking about. She said, I want somebody to come in here, spray whatever you got to do, get rid of my bugs, let me pay you, and you leave. She said, I got work to do. So his just not getting to the point and beating around the bush, just even though he's a great guy, did great pest control work, but it cost him a customer because he just wouldn't quit talking about irrelevant stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is this applies. These are strategies and principles on how you should think constantly when you're trying to generate new business. And you can really not get to the point on your online content and in your online website.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm so frustrated that I see people over and over again build websites, never create content that gets to the point fast. We used to say a confused mind always says no.
We still say that.
Well, and the thing is I had a guy the other day say, well, the reason I have that picture of that baby in a big, a happy family sitting on my pest control website is that gives the feeling of that we're going to take care of you and we're going to make your home safe. And I said, if you think people are that smart to get that much information out of that picture, then you're not getting to the point. You think you are. So, the thing is, I don't go to the doctor and tell the doctor, listen, I know what medicines, and I want to help you with this surgical procedure because I kind of know how to cut myself open. I mean, come on. Don't get what you want. Get what works. Trust somebody to build what wants. You know what we used to call this not getting to the point on stage in internet marketing? Diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah.
Diarrhea. In other words, you're just spewing information online, social media, YouTube, podcasts, anywhere. You're just spewing information that gets people to go, would they just shut up? I got to tell you a quick story. The time I had diarrhea of the mouth, and I never forgot it. I got an opportunity.
It leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, it did leave a bad taste in my mouth. I am in front of 15 of the most influential online marketers in the world at the time. I got invited to a mastermind meeting in Tampa, Florida, and people that are friends of mine to this day, huge names in the internet marketing space, were in this room. And I didn't realize how big they were. They were unknown to the rest of the world, but to the internet marketing world, these are the top of the top. And so everybody got a chance to talk to the group in the mastermind session of like, what's new? What's going on? And I'm sitting there with a composition book, and these guys are blowing my mind. Now, this was in 2003, almost 19 years ago, that I'm in this room, and I'm what in the internet world they call a newbie, somebody that doesn't know what the heck's going on. And I kept my mouth shut for 3 days listening to these guys. And they're talking and they're saying, well, you got to do this, and you've got to learn how to make split test ads, and you got to test banners against one thing. You need to change colors. And I remember John Reese said, I have did a Taguchi test. I don't even know what a Taguchi test was at the time. I do now. He said, I did a Taguchi test, which was a 26-layer system of cross testing and split testing. And I have determined that headlines with a font that is non-serif with red colors gets the highest response rate of any color and font. I mean, to this day, I still do that. And people say,
me too.
I hate that color. I hate, and it's like, well, I don't care what you hate. This man did the research, and I'm not going to argue with data. So anyway, I learned so much stuff. I mean, I must have learned 10,000 things that day. So I get up in front of these guys, and they don't know my world of audio. And I said, gentlemen, and I'm pointing to it right now for those on the podcast, this is a professional microphone. You can plug this thing into a computer, and with it, you can capture content to put on the internet. And I demonstrated the thing. And everybody in that room said, I'll take one. Now, I should have shut up. But I started talking more and say, now it doesn't do wave files, and you got to, and it's not really good for video, and you can't connect it to a camera. And, and I started telling all this, and you want to make sure that you know how to set the bass filter on. And Jim Edwards, who became a very dear friend of mine, we made over $1 million together years later. Jim, I'll never forget it. Shut up, Mike. I'm writing you a check.
There you go.
And I was embarrassed. And he never, to this day, yeah, you remember that time I told you to shut up? I'm writing you a check. None of the other guys said that. They were nice. Yeah. But Jim could be a little crass. And it put me in my place. I was trying to give too much information. I had those guys blown away, and they saw what it could do for them. They immediately saw it was a solution to a problem. And I sold $12,000 worth of gear in 10 minutes because I had the perfect presentation, and I almost blew it by not getting to the point and shutting up. So I shared that story. Man, this is so relevant today. And I'm going to get to the point about something else really important, folks. If you don't call Hal Coleman at 770-993-0004 or email him, hal@halcoleman.com. How hard is that to remember? And take him up on his $500 free hour, because after that first free hour, you'd be crazy not to pay him another $500.
Mike, I charge $750 an hour if they want to buy 1 hour.
Hey, good for you, Hal.
$750 value that you're going to get without spending a penny and no obligation whatsoever.
Right. So you want to take his questionnaire, you want to call his phone number, and I do the same thing. I'll give you an hour of my time. I've got over 22 years of some of the best internet training in the world. And yes, people say my websites look like they're not as cool and corporate as some of the things out there, but you're not a corporate. You're not Google. You're not Facebook. You're not Apple. You're not PayPal. You're a bug company that needs the phone to ring off the wall with paying customers. And that's what we work with. And if you don't want that, then don't call me at 770-826-3662. But if you do want to know how to make more money, get more leads with the internet, give me a call and I'll spend an hour. And I'm going to be brutal. I'm going to tell you, if your website is ugly from a marketing standpoint, it may be the most beautiful $5,000 website you ever said, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what it needs. And it ties in with everything that Hal does. So call me at 770-826-3662. All right, you're not ready to do that. Okay, that's all right. Maybe someday you will. But maybe right now you want to go, well, I want to know who these guys are. Maybe you're new to the podcast. Well, guess what you can do? Subscribe to this podcast. But more importantly, in fact, I want to pull it up here on the screen for people that are watching the video. How to grow a pestcontrolbusiness.com. And here's what the book looks like. If you're on your computer with YouTube, you can hold your phone and scan that code, but it's how to grow a pestcontrolbusiness.com. That's absolutely the only thing you got to spend is a name and an email address.
Yeah, Mike, now you just blew some sales for me because they can go to Amazon and buy that book for $30.
Well, I'm going to get to the point.
You're giving my book away free.
I don't care.
That's okay. That's okay. You go right ahead and give it away free. That's okay. You can download it, folks, howtogrowapestcontrolbusiness.com. That'll tell you more about who I am also, but I've actually had people tell me on quite a few occasions that they're just using my book to help them grow their business. If you're a self-starter, a do-it-yourselfer, and you've got my book, that's all you need to know how to sell.
Well, if that book starts making you more money, if you want to grow your business to the next level, then there's things you can do, because we had a website and a live annual event called the Next Level PCOmarketing.com event. And it was, this is March, around the 1st of March, 2022. And that event was this past Saturday. Well, you may be listening to this podcast 2 years from now. I hope you are. Well, you could always get that content because we record everything. There's over 40 hours of amazing training and, the heart and soul of getting to the point with Hal and Mike there. And you can have access to it all for only $97. So go to Next Level PCO Marketing, subscribe to the podcast, download the free book, watch the YouTube videos. We give enough away free. And then as you start seeing evidence of our information helping you grow your business, consider that you can go to even higher levels. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, because as I have said, and I will continue to say, it's not any one thing. It's 1,000 little things. And you got to know, if you don't even know what the 1,000 little things are, how can you be sure that you're getting to the point with all of them?
Well, that's a good point, Mike. And, I don't know. You got anything else you want to add today?
No, I think we've gotten to the point of that. You need to get the point. We've told you, we got to the point of what you can do. The last thing I want to hear somebody say is, well, I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I know what to do. And you say, well, you can say, I'll get to the point. Why are we doing this? Because I love it. I live for hearing somebody saying, what you did for me changed my life.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, it's got a caveat. I don't mind spending a percentage of my days getting on this computer and talking to people and analyzing what from my 25 years of internet marketing experience, saying, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. And I'll point out, I equate it to like going to any kind of consulting business, whether it's losing weight or weight training or physical training or doesn't matter what it is. We used to talk about that every person has to sharpen their axe, and sharpening your axe is getting a coach who you trust to help you get to the point, to the levels that you want to get. And I know Hal and I'm Mr. offline. I mean, I'm Mr. Online. He's Mr. Offline. I've had customers, one of the problems we've had with some of my customers, I help them generate business. They have to turn their ads off because they don't have anybody to help them do the work. They have trouble hiring people. That's when you need Hal. I don't know how to tell you to hire people. You know what? I don't want to hire people, but Hal knows that business. He owned a pest control agency for all those years. So we are the right and left punch to make the difference. And you just check out all our free stuff. And if it resonates with you and you want to learn about the 1,000 little things, give us a call. We'd love to at least get to know each other better. And with all that, I think we're out of here.
Folks, I hope this was helpful to you. As always, Mike, I always enjoy sitting here doing these shows with you. We've been doing them a long time. And so until next time, thank you for watching this episode of PestControlMarketing.live and listening to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast.
Hal Coleman has been active in the pest control industry for over 40 years, including owning and operating his own successful pest control business for 18 years. He now devotes his time to helping other PCOs and other WCOs double, triple, and even quadruple their businesses faster than they ever imagined. Be sure to check out his website, pestcontrolmarketer.com. For more information about Hal's coaching program, you can reach him at 770-993-0004 or email him hal@halcoleman.com. Mike Stewart is known as the Internet Audio and Video Guy. Since the birth of the Internet, Mike has been showing small business owners how to get more new customers, increase their sales, and grow their businesses online using audio and video, now with iPhones and Android phones. For more information about Mike's coaching program and his online training courses, visit MikeStewartCoaching.com or email him mike@internetaudioguide.com.
Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.